Morning, guys. The sun is just coming up. It's just before 5:30 in the morning, and we're going on one last game drive, one last bit of wildlife photography here in Southern Africa. We've been driving for about 45 minutes and haven't seen much except for a couple birds, eagles or hawks, and now giraffes. Where?
Yeah, in that tree.
Oh, and a giraffe in a tree. Not in the tree, but next to the tree. And there were some orcs, but not a whole lot. But we're cruising out. We have a short game drive this morning. We're cruising out because we want to see if we can find the lions from last night, because they were hanging out in an area that they could have been hunting. So that's the game plan this morning, is to go back to where these lions were and see if there was any action. And for now, a giraffe in a tree. So we were having pretty bad luck this morning, just not seeing anything. And then along the side of the road, quite a ways away in the tall grass, there's what I'm pretty sure is a Cape fox, and at least two little baby Cape foxes or young Cape foxes. They're way too far away to get a good photo at 400 millimeters, but wow, it's cool. They have these massive ears, they're so awesome. And it's kind of one of those cases that every single time you go on safari, you just see something you've never seen before. These guys look like aliens, but hopefully they get up and do something soon, because we do have to get out of the park fairly soon and head towards Cape Town. Driving really slowly back to the lodge, because we gotta get moving back towards Cape Town. It's about 11-hour drive or so from here to Cape Town. So yeah, we gotta get back. The Cape foxes were the cutest thing ever. They looked like little alien babies. They were awesome, but didn't get a great photo of them because we don't have enough lens at 400 millimeters. Needed 600 there, and also needed kind of them to be a little bit in more open space. But it was still an awesome sighting. It was just so cool. There was also some sort of hawk up in the tree being dive bombed by these other little blackbirds, and it was, yeah, I think I got a cool photo of it actually. So it's been a really productive morning. We've only been at it for 2 hours. It started out really slow, and yeah, fantastic morning here in Kalahari, but time to get back to the camp, packed up, and heading back towards Cape Town. Okay, we're back. We're back in Cape Town, and actually we've been back for a couple of days, but we've just been busy working. We've been busy getting organized, because we are only back for a couple of days, because Jody's kind of hiding back there somewhere. Jody and I are packing up to leave. We only have a couple more days in Cape Town. We only have less than a week in South Africa in general. But we're gonna make the most of that week here. I've got a lot of landscape photography planned. We're heading down the garden route, which is so beautiful. And I'm looking forward to getting some landscape photography done, because it's been a lot of wildlife photography, as you guys know. And I like the variety. I love wildlife photography, don't get me wrong, but I like the variety and I'm looking forward to shooting some landscapes as well. So if you love landscape photography, be sure to stay subscribed to the channel or subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell for notifications because there's a lot of landscape photography coming, both here in South Africa, over in the UK, I'm heading up to Scotland, and then even into Iceland in the new year. So lots of fun stuff coming up, lots of landscapes, and yeah, it should be fun. Or at least that's my expectation, that it will be fun. Of course, expectations and reality are two totally different things, and I do want to talk about just that, expectations. I think anybody who's kind of like me has this naive expectation that everything's going to be epic all the time. And if you're like I was when you started photography, you probably thought as soon as you picked up a camera, you'd be shooting for Nat Geo. Or the first time you went out to do wildlife photography, you'd get like something epic, like lions hunting or cheetahs running or something like that. You have these expectations that that's what's going to happen. Because I think a lot of times when you're watching TV or documentaries or even YouTube channels, that's what you see. You see the most epic things ever. And I think that's kind of why I do the daily thing, because you can see kind of the realities of what's happening day to day. You know, a day condensed into 10 minutes is still a more dramatic day than the day itself. But at least when I film every single day, you can kind of manage those expectations a little bit. Somebody commented on one of my videos saying, wow, you can really see the difference in somebody going on a self-drive, do-it-yourself safari versus going with a big fancy safari company. And they linked to a video from this other channel of somebody that went on a wildlife photography trip. But this person's wildlife photography video, which was epic, was filmed over a month in the Okavango Delta. It was a month condensed into 10 minutes. So of course, this video made it seem like every single moment was high intensity, exceptionally crazy, and beyond epic. And I think these sort of things kind of distort the reality of people watching, and they distort the expectations of people watching. And sure, we'd go do-it-yourself, self-drive safari, which means you're probably going to see a little bit less than you would if you went on an organized trip with like trackers and real pros and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to happen. But I think expectations are incredibly, incredibly important. One of our participants in the Namibia workshop, for example, went to India to photograph tigers. They were there for 7 days, went on 15 different safaris, and I think they said they only saw tigers 3 times, maybe 4 times, of which only one of those sightings was really good. That's the reality. So if you're planning on doing wildlife photography, you have to understand these realities. You have to understand that you should be managing your expectations. And I get it. It's really hard to manage your expectations. You go on a trip and you think, I want to photograph a lion hunting. Well, I want to kind of talk through some things about that and about what your chances are of seeing these things. I think I've been on maybe 50 safaris in Southern Africa. No, I've been on more than that. Closer to 100 safaris, game drives in Southern Africa. That's maybe like a 3 or 4 hour drive in the morning or afternoon or whatever. I've done nearly 100. I've only seen lions hunting once. And even that time, I didn't have my camera on it. So yes, Thomas Heaton went to Namibia, and in a week period, he saw lions hunting. He got really, really, really lucky. I've been on safari, like I said, 100 times. I've seen cheetahs twice. I've been on safari 100 times. Only 4 times have I seen lions moving. And yeah, a couple of those times were pretty epic. In Kalahari 2 years ago, I got this awesome shot and this awesome set of shots of this lion on the prowl. I once in Kruger National Park had a lion come up and lick the window on my vehicle. So you do get these things, but that's 4 in 100. In 100 safaris, I've only seen 10 leopards, and I was really, really, really looking for them. But in 100 safaris, I'd say on half of those safaris, I saw something I'd never seen before. And I think that's what your expectation should be. Every time you go on safari, if you see something that you've never seen before, you've hit massively. You've won. So before you go out and do wildlife photography, before you go out and go on a safari, try to manage your expectations to that. Try to sit back and think, if I see something I've never seen before today, it's a good day. And if I see something epic, then so be it. So on a day like today's episode in Kalahari, we didn't see cats, we didn't see anything crazy, we didn't get really close to anything. We got maybe a couple cool photos of some birds, but we saw 3 or 4 things we'd never seen before. So even though maybe on your end you think, oh, that's a pretty average day on safari, it was an absolutely exceptional day on safari that at the end of the day, Jody and I were absolutely buzzing about it. It was that good because it's so unusual to have gone on 100 safaris like I have and still see 3 or 4 things you'd never seen before. That was an unreal day, absolutely unreal day. So I just kind of want to leave you guys with that thought, and the thought in general of managing your expectations. No matter what you photograph, whether it's weddings or landscapes or wildlife, try to manage your expectations. Strive for really, really amazing things. Put yourself in the absolute best position to get great photos. But then if the situation doesn't present itself, the light's not right, the animal's not there, whatever situation just isn't there, it's not there. You can't beat yourself up over things you can't control. Manage your expectations, shoot the things that you see, do the absolute best you can, and have fun. I think so many people get caught up in making the photos that they forget to have fun. So have fun with photography, guys. Have adventures. Have moments, have experiences. And if you get photos at the end of the day, that's all just a bonus. So yeah, leaving you guys with that. And on tomorrow's episode, I think we're leaving Cape Town and heading towards the garden route for some landscape photography. So I hope to see you there. Peace.